Good morning, Wonder Hearts. Good morning. I'm here back on Brighton Beach. Been occupied for a few days and here I am again. And my question this morning is, how easy do you want it to be? That's a big question. We're here in Earth School. Yes, how easy was it for you at school when you were a child, when you were a young adult growing up? How easy or how difficult did you find that process of going to school every day and learning French, English, maths, geography, history, all the topics, all the wonderful things? How easy was that for you? Well, if it was anything like it was for me, it was a chore, it was boring, it was difficult, I was continually distracted, and all I wanted to do was go home at the end of the day. Well, does that resemble anything to you, like your daily life now? Because whatever age you are now, we never stop going to school. In fact, from the minute that the second that we are, in here, in this earthly world, earthly plane, flip that over, we are here as students learning on this earth school, in this earth school, on this planet. It never ends. The question is, how easy is it for you? How easy are you finding it? And I relate to the ease of it as to how willing we are to be in this process and to learn and to grow and to expand, because there are always going to be lessons. We have the lessons. We have the unconditional love lesson. We have the forgiveness lesson. We have the prosperity lesson. That's a biggie. We have the health lesson. Wow. The relationship lesson. And we are on a schedule. The difference between being at school and being in this earth school is that our lessons are not set on a scheduled calendar. Between 9 and 10 in the morning you will have prosperity. It will happen randomly. It will happen in the flow. It will happen in our life experience. And the learning is for us to have an overall knowledge and knowing of how to use this amazing tool that is not the chalkboard anymore, and the chalk and the rubber. It's a different kind of chalkboard. It's our mind. The mind, and how we use the chalk and the rubber on our mind, in the same analogy, that we're forever writing on our mind and rubbing out on our mind, and it's what we put there, and it's what we allow ourselves to believe in the mind that is dictating the quality of our learning in those experiences, in those topics, the ones that we love, those topics that are here to guide us and grow us through this earth school, through our lifetime, through this being here, learning and growing. So the key is to know that is surrendering and being willing to be in this process and be in this school. However difficult, challenging, or obstacle-y, that's an English word, I was good at English, it may seem, these are our lessons, and we each have individual lessons as well. We each have our own set of lessons that are very, very dear and personal to us as individuals. Now, a part of that is working that out. It's cryptic. We don't always know, it's not always clear what those lessons are. However, the easiest way for us to look at and discover what those lessons are is to know and see what's going on in our experience, let's say. Because what it is that we're experiencing is where the deepest, most expansive growth and learning can occur for us on a personal level. And for me, it's going to be different to you, who's going to be different to your parents, who's going to be different to your children. For each of us, it's an individual and unique journey. It's like a padlock combination lock, and it's for us to undo that combination lock knowing the numbers. And we need to look, or we can have the opportunity to look at what's going on in our lives to see the number that we can put onto the lock, to then click it, to open it, to be willing to say yes to surrendering, to learning and being in this earth school, which is not a program set schedule. It's set in the experiences that come up and show up for us, and how we want our lives to be, how the quality of how we want to live our lives. And it is an eternal process. And if you think that you've done it, you're kidding yourself. It is not something that's done, dusted, done that book, read that book, done that piece of work, taken that exam and put it away. This is an eternal learning where there's always more to learn. There's always more to understand about yourself, about myself, and to grow in it. It never ever stops until it stops. No, it doesn't. You know, we're here eternally, and we're here to figure this out for our own lives, so that we can enjoy life from a higher place, knowing that it's a place of ease and grace, where there is the struggle disappears because we have a hold on it in our minds. So whatever you're going through right now, what you think you're going through, whatever it is, you know, for me there are so many areas, and it's understanding and being willing to accept what those areas are and grow from it, so that I can then be able to speak about it here and guide you and allow you to see that it's okay to be going through it, because that is the work. We can't run from it. And any teacher that you see on YouTube or anywhere that says, you know, it's done for me as well, it cannot be so. We are all growing. We're all on our journey of that growth, and we set the path on it. We make our choices. So, how easy is school for you? How willing are you to surrender to this process of being in school and being willing to learn and grow through surrendering, non-judgment, being kind to yourself, allowing the experiences to show you where you can grow, and doing the work? And that's the bit, doing the work. That's like the homework. You know, you have the lesson and then there's the homework. Well, some call it growth work. I actually call it, you know, expansion. That's the expansion. It's not really work. It's a process that we can choose. And that process is ultimately self-love. And self-love means going within to know yourself more as love, and then being an expression of love in this life. Being an expression of it means letting go of old beliefs and habits that may not be serving anymore. Limiting patterns. You know, one cropped up for me yesterday. One cropped up for me of feeling codependent in some ways. And I'm so pleased this has come up, and it was shown to me in the light, and I can deal with that. I know what to do. It's a process. It's painful. It's bittersweet because I know I'm working through it. However, I know I'm working through it, and that's what the sweet bit is, that I will work through it, and then there will be something else for me. You know? So, working through it, that's the thing. That's why Say Yes to You is here in October as a one-day event, to give you the space and opportunity to work through these things lovingly, to be in school with surrounded by people that are coming from and through the same learnings and lessons, and be supported by that. And that's why this event is here on the 12th of October in Brighton as a live event, using my songs that can allow you to access more of who you really are. Now, I know sometimes we want to hear, you know, let's come to a get rich quick event, or a get healed quick event, or a get great relationships, quick event. It doesn't work like that. It is a process. It's a lifelong learning, and it's all about being willing to throw ourselves into it and surrender and do that, and do the processes, and then allow those processes to unfold in the grace of life naturally in our lives. So this event is not full of glitzy promises. It is, however, full of heartfelt, deep, meaningful processes that you can allow into your life and into your heart, so that you can expand gracefully into the moreness of who you are. That's why I've created this event. You know, aside from that event, there is you. You know, there is how you feel about you and your life, and what it is that you want to experience on a moment by moment basis in your daily life, regardless of what the seeming challenges are, because those are the challenges that are, there's another lesson that I need, that I can, not need, that I can apply myself to. And that's the beauty of it. It takes bravery, and I honour you, and it takes courage, and I honour you, and it takes heaps of self-love, and I honour you for being here in this process and in this beautiful journey where you are saying yes to you, to you. And with that, I'm going to, sign off here for now and allow the sea to speak to your heart.